Medieval Studies and Robin Hood. 7 medieval literary texts are known as the early Robin Hood ballads and tales. Robin Hood and the Monk, Robin Hood and the Porter, A Guest of Robin Hood, Robin Hood and Guy of Gisborne, The Tale of Gamelin, Robin and Gwendolen, and Adam Bell, Clem of the Cloth, and William of Cloudsley. These texts were originally inscribed in Middle English, making it challenging to read. A hero is needed. The brilliant medieval studies scholar and assistant professor of English at the University of North Georgia, Dr. Macklin Cowart, comes to the rescue. Dr. Cowart has started research for the very first Robin Hood concordance. This concordance will provide clarification of words and phrases from Middle English, giving the corresponding line number for reference, and helping locate specific passages. Dr. Cowart explains that the field of Robin Hood studies lacks this type of reference guide that has been proven beneficial in studying Chaucer and Shakespeare. The Robin Hood Concordance is an attempt to fill that gap in the scholarship. Dr. Cowart enlisted the help of a few hard-working English majors, and they have set off on a quest to locate and catalog every instance of keywords within the Robin Hood medieval texts. My research for the Concordance project has so far been focused on the Robin Hood and the Monk ballad. But you will have to wait for publication of the Concordance to find out more. Meanwhile, here are other interesting facts about Robin Hood. The case for a historical figure named Robin Hood simply cannot be made. Historians have tried to connect Robin to several men who lived between 1228 and 1381, such as Robin Hood of Yorkshire, William Robin Hood of Berkshire, Gilbert Robin Hood of Sussex, and 2 different men called Robert Robin Hood. Medieval critics of the early 1400s, like Andrew of Winton and Walter Bauer, acknowledge Robin's appearances in various medieval texts, and the first mention of Robin is found in the poem Piers Plowman by William Langland, written circa 1377. Today, most scholars accept Robin Hood as an invented literary character. More importantly than the historical context is the fact that Robin Hood has been a popular character in outlaw literature for 600 years. That is longer than the U.S. has been a country. The events in the early Robin Hood ballads take place in a dense green forest, usually referred to as Sherwood, Greenwood, or Barnesdale Forest. The forest is a crucial element in outlaw literature. As Maurice says, the forest is a refuge from the tyranny of evil lords and corrupt laws. A group of white yeomen, ranging in number from 12 to 140, follows Robin Hood, but only 3 men are named in the ballads and are often alongside Robin Hood. The 3 are Little John, Much the Miller's son, and Will, also known as William Scarlock or Scatterlock. And did you know that Robin Hood did not steal from the rich to give to the poor? Filmmakers have given the legendary character that romanticized image, but the medieval Robin Hood is a violent yeoman who steals from the dishonest and helps those whom he pleases. And yes, I was very disappointed to learn of this fact, since it ruined some of my most fond childhood memories of watching Robin Hood movies with my mom. And guess what else? You are not going to find any romance. There is no mention of the beautiful Marion in the early Robin Hood ballads. In fact, the only prominent woman in Robin's life is the Virgin Mary. Yes, those filmmakers had me fooled too. But don't despair. Robin Hood and the Monk has all the exciting elements one could want. This ballad is filled with deceit, murder, power struggle, bravery, and loyalty. So it is an exciting story even without the help of Hollywood and Disney. Robin Hood and the Monk is the oldest surviving written ballad about Robin Hood. It was found in a manuscript collection in 1450, and it is currently preserved in the Cambridge University manuscript. The ballad begins with an argument between Robin and Little John. Little John is a loyal friend and second in command to Robin Hood within Robin's band of outlaws. However, when Robin orders John to carry his bow, John refuses, causing an argument, and the two go their separate ways. Little John goes back into the forest, and Robin decides to attend Mass at St. Mary's Church in Nottingham. Robin appears to invite danger, since he is at the top of the most wanted listed in Nottingham, and people at church will likely recognize him. As a devotee of the Virgin Mary, Robin is willing to risk being captured just so he can attend Mass. And so it goes that a great-hearted monk identifies Robin in the crowd and runs to inform the sheriff, who comes rushing into church and captures Robin. The news of their master's capture reached Little John and Much, and together the two outlaws set off to find the monk, who is on his way to London with a letter addressing the king about Robin's imprisonment. John kills the monk, and Much kills the monk's page, and the two disguise themselves as the sheriff's emissaries in order to trick the king. Unaware of the outlaws in disguise, the king declares John and Much men of the crown, and sends them back to Nottingham with a letter ordering the sheriff to send Robin to court. When they return, John and Much are received by the sheriff, who invites them to dine. After dinner, while the sheriff sleeps, John and Much free Robin, and the three return to the Sherwood forest. Trickery is a key element in outlaw tales, and the king recognizes the cleverness of Robin's men and does not punish the sheriff for the events. After all, the king himself fell for the disguise. The end.